Welcome back to the game store. What can I help you find today? A used PS5? Okay. Yeah, we actually did get one traded in a few days ago. Have you owned a PS5 before? Okay, so your first one. Okay, and are you looking for games? Okay, what are the titles? Okay, yeah, we definitely have that one. I'm not sure about that one, but I can check in the back for you. Our games get sold on the floor very quickly, so yeah, I can check. Have you shopped here before? Yeah, I thought I remembered you. So just a reminder, all of our used consoles and games are cleaned and tested. The only exception is the PS5 trade-in has not been dusted, so I will do that today. But it has been tested. The games have been tested. I think we have some games that haven't been opened yet too, so I'll show you that. But any questions before I get everything? Okay, so I will go grab everything to show you and be right back. Alright, so the first thing I have to show you is the actual console. And again, you said you're not really familiar. Oh, you did play at a friend's house, okay. So yeah, you can see it's a very interesting shape. Here's the back. All the spots for your plugs. Sorry, it's a little bit challenging to show you since it's heavy. But yeah, you have all of the spots back here to insert the different plugs. And then let's flip it to the other side. Very carefully. And there's the logo right up there. So you're going to see right here, this is where you insert a disc. And yeah, obviously this is the PS5 that has a disc drive. So it's not all digital. But of course you can play digital games if you want to. We have some more slots, so if you want to plug in a controller, that's always good. Sometimes my controller dies, so it's nice to have that. And then you have the on button right here. And then of course the eject button for the discs. So like I said, I see it's a little dusty, mainly on the black spots. So I'm just going to gently clean it, and you can let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, so I've actually been a PlayStation fan since the PS1 days. I actually grew up playing a lot of PS1 with my siblings. For some reason, the one game that always comes to my mind as one of my favorites is Crash Bandicoot. Just remember playing it for hours, trying to beat all the levels. I did play it recently, and I will say I'm not as good as I used to be. I think it's a little more stressful now. So that's good. The top here, just get, yeah, it's pretty dusty. And then I'm just gonna do this other side. And you can see the differences too. This is more of like a glossy finish at the top. And then down here it's more of a matte finish. So I think it's a pretty cool design. it's not all black, just because black consoles get dusty so quickly. So, okay, that looks good. So, any questions about this? Alright, so I'll set this aside and then show you the controller. Okay, so the controller, and I actually really love this controller too. It's definitely one of my favorites. So as you can see, this one matches the console. A nice black and white design. And like I said, I do think it's very comfortable. And I will test all of the buttons right now, although I do know they're working fine. I don't think the person who traded this in played the PS5 very long, so it's pretty much brand new. Let's look at these buttons. I will dust it. It is a little bit dirty, but not too crazy. So let me just dust it. Like I said, it doesn't need too much. Just a little bit around here. This area obviously gets dirty so quickly. And do you have any questions about the controller? Yeah, so one thing I love about it is the speaker right here. So in some games you'll actually hear some sounds come out of the controller. It actually scared me a few times when I was playing, what was I playing? Resident Evil 4. So that is pretty cool. And also if you are playing a game with a friend, you can speak through here as well. Very different from when I grew up and had to use a microphone headset. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so this looks good. Let's move on to the games. And I did forget to mention, of course, this does come with all of the cords, so you don't have to worry about purchasing those separately. So we have a nice stack of games here that were traded in. So I'll just start from the top and just make sure the disc is inside and do a little bit of dusting. And if you have questions about any of these games, I did play a few of them, but not all of them. So hopefully if you have a question, I'll be able to help. Alright, so the first game is Jedi Survivor. You can see the really cool artwork on the front. The cool lightsaber and the sky in the background. I think it's really pretty. Now, are you a Star Wars fan? Yeah, then you'll like this game. There was actually a game before this, Jedi Fallen Order. But technically, you don't have to have played that one. You can play this one if you want. Obviously, it's action-adventure, and you play as a Jedi, the character on the front. Graphics are beautiful in my opinion, and a really cool Star Wars storyline. So there is the disc. It's also really cool mechanics, especially since you get to use the Force and customize your lightsaber. So I just think it's really cool. Especially since I'm a Star Wars fan myself. Alright, so just dusting. And are you interested in this one? Alright, I'll put it in the maybe pile. And we'll move on to the next one. And then you had asked for Bloodborne, which is technically a PS4 game, but this can be played on PS5, so yes, we did have this. Now the only thing I will say is, unfortunately, the case is a little bit ripped. Well, actually, it's not just a little bit. But if that doesn't matter to you, I will give this to you at a discount. So anyways, you are familiar with Bloodborne? Okay. Yeah, it was actually my first time playing it recently. I would say it's definitely a good dark rendition of a Dark Souls game, and I definitely thought it was challenging as well. And it was pretty interesting that you don't have a shield in this game. So you have a gun to parry with, plus a sword. So that was a little bit different. So yeah, like I said, this one can be sold at a discount because of the tear on the back. So I will put this in the yes pile. Okay. And then next up is Demon Souls. And you were also interested in this one? Okay. So yeah, I actually just played this one for the first time recently. So I played a lot of similar games, and now I definitely need a break. But here is the cover. So I actually never played the original when it first came out years ago. But I will say, playing on the PS5, of course, beautiful graphics, so you should definitely give it a shot, especially if you like Souls games. Let me just dust the front. Alright, so which pile do you want this one in? Okay, perfect. So this one I brought out in case you were interested. It is Dead Space. So have you played the original, or did you ever hear about it? Okay, yeah, it did come out quite a few years ago. And obviously this is a remaster, remake. Some things were changed, but I would say it's a great remake. The graphics are really, really cool, and it is a horror game for sure. It's set in space. And I remember first playing this when I was younger, and I didn't really know what it was all about. I just remember being so terrified at night. So this is for sure, again, a really good remake, worth playing 100%. And they added a lot of additional cutscenes, which I thought were really cool. And I'm not going to say anything else because I'm not going to spoil it, but for sure you should play. So should I put this in the yes pile? Alright, good. Now another horror game, and I just finished this, like I said I was talking about it earlier. That is Resident Evil 4. So this game is another remaster, another remake, and I can't remember what year this came out, but I know it came out for PS2, Wii, and GameCube. And I thought this was so good. It definitely brought back a lot of memories from when I first played. The graphics, of course, are updated, so they're beautiful. Just so fun to replay classics that I remember. So anyways, you play as Leon. He's right here. And in this one, you have to save the president's daughter. And it was honestly pretty challenging. I didn't think it was a simple game at all, so make sure you are prepared for a challenge. So, are you interested? Alright, good. I will set this in the yes pile. And any questions so far? Okay. Now next is a game I haven't played yet, and the person who traded this in also had not either, so it is sealed. I will clean it anyways though, since it's a little dusty. But it is The Last of Us, Part 1. Now, are you familiar with this story? A little bit, okay. Yeah, this game I have not played, like I said, and I know I need to soon. It's been recommended to me by so many people, and it really is a top game. What does it say? Winner of over 200 Game of the Year awards. So it is a survival horror game, and you're basically exploring a world after it's been infected, taken over by a pandemic, like a fungal pandemic. So I've watched a lot of gameplay, and I know the world is really cool to explore. Lots of combat, and a really good story. So even if you did watch that show they made, I think it's worth playing the game for sure. So, what do you think? Are you interested in that? Yeah. And yeah, let me show you the back actually. So you have Joel and Ellie, the two main characters. Now next is another game I have not played yet, although I know a lot of people love this game. So this is Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And are you a Marvel fan? Yeah, so then you'll probably love this. Usually when we have Spider-Man games in the store, they sell out pretty quickly. And yeah, I've seen gameplay of this one too, and it does look really, really cool. What does it say on the back? Not too much. Let me show you a picture. So I'm for sure excited to try this one out myself. But it looks like you can switch the cover around. So let's see what the other option is. Ooh, I think I like this one better. So I'm going to switch it around if you don't mind. And then if you purchase it, you can feel free to change it back. Just want to see it this way instead. Okay. I'm just going to carefully make sure I did a good job. Cool. Alright, so now here is the back of the game. And here is the front. So yeah, I think that is really, really cool to display on a shelf too. So, are you interested? Okay. Alright, and then two more. Now, one is for PS4. I know you asked for that one as well, but again, it can be played on PS5. So, God of War, and then God of War Ragnarok. So I haven't played either of these games. Are they good? You only played this one. Yeah, they've been on my list for a really long time. So I'll be excited to get into them eventually. And I know it's third person, right? Okay, third person, like action adventure. Let me show you the cover. So yeah, this is a nice cover. What does the back say? Living as a man outside the shadow of the gods, gripping a tale of father and son, journey to a dark elemental world of fearsome creatures, conquer your foes in vicious close quarters combat. So just looking at this, it kind of reminds me of The Witcher. Obviously, I know it's a completely different story, but I love that game so much. The relationship aspect, the combat, the world, everything, so I think I really like this. Kind of reminds me of Skyrim a little bit too. Now, God of War Ragnarok, I'm assuming some time has gone by. It looks like the sun is a little bit older now. And this one definitely looks cool too. Looks like it's in more of a frozen universe, frozen world. And this is sealed, so the customer never opened this one. Doesn't really need dusted, but just making sure it's nice and clean for you. So yeah, this looks really cool. Kind of reminds me of like Game of Thrones on the back. And the graphics look like they're going to be amazing. So you want to get this too? Okay. So I think that's all we have for this bundle. So are you thinking of getting all of the games? Everything? Okay. So the console, the games, the controller. So of course I'm going to give you a deal. So let me just get my computer. Alright, so 2 of these are PS4 games. I know the one has the ripped case. 2 of them are sealed. Alright, I'm just thinking, how about $350? Does that sound good? And that's also with a 90-day return policy. So if something is wrong with any of these games, or the controller or cord or anything, you can bring it in and we will take a look. So how would you like to pay? Okay, card. Thank you. Is an email receipt okay? Wonderful. Alright, so that is charged and the receipt is on its way. And I can package everything up for you. Do you need a box? Okay, yeah, I actually do think we have a PS5 box in the back, so I'll double check. And then I'll give you a bag for all of these. Anything else I can help you with? Perfect. Well, thank you again for coming in and giving us your business. I really appreciate it. And I really hope you enjoy your PlayStation 5. So I'll see you again next time.